Hello, my name's Dave Brown. I'm with Christians for Common Sense. I have a degree in Homeland Security, terrorism. I'm also FEMA certified emergency planner. So I've also been in the military, 82nd Airborne. I've been in the Watts riots, Dominican Republic riots. With the Red Cross, I've been to Houston, and I've also been to Baton Rouge. So I've seen a little bit, sometimes more than others, as to what we could face. Being in a riot is probably the worst. And the way things are working in the United States right now, that might be a pretty good scenario to work on. So in this video, we're going to try to help you to plan. What if, and the scenario is the worst thing you could ever think of. And if it gets better than that, we're good. But I want to kind of zero in on the worst scenario of being in a riot or being in civil unrest and everybody is dispersed. Your whole family is everywhere. I'm going to try to keep this video down to about 8 minutes. And then we'll do video 2, video 3, or however many it takes for us to get through the subject. But I don't want to bore you. You're busy. You know, I realize that you may only have 8 minutes to 10 minutes to watch a video, and then you got to go do something else. So bear with me. This is video 1. This is called the introduction. So let's set up the introduction. Let's set it up that, okay, Dad is working. He's on the other side of town from where we live, or you live. And who knows what he's doing over there. Maybe he's in a high rise or in a building doing whatever. Mom is on the other side of town, and let's just say she's a school teacher. So she's on the other part of town and teaching school. You have some children, most of us do. One of them, let's just say, is in high school. Another one, and let's say that, you know, she's a girl, let's say, daughter. She's in high school, junior, somewhere around there maybe. You know, we're just making up stories here. The other one is in grade school. He's maybe 4th or 5th grade. And then you have a younger child, and that younger child's in daycare. So we've set up the family unit. Take a look at it. This might be, I'm hoping, similar to what you're already facing. And an emergency happens. And let's just say we don't know what the emergency is. All we're saying is that it's really bad. So maybe it's an earthquake. We lose electricity, and possibly we've lost water, okay? But we've lost electricity. So the whole town is shut down. And let's just say it's 4 o'clock. You know, we're all getting ready to go home. 4 o'clock, earthquake happens, electricity goes out, all of the lights on the streets are closed, sirens are going off, some damage within the town, high rises and stuff like that. So that's just kind of our basic emergency. So when Dad is in his location and Mom is across town, and they're all, say, at least 45-minute drive away from home, maybe even further. The children are all in, one's in high school, one's in grade school, one's in daycare. So it's totally sparse. Yeah, everybody is in their own little area. How do we get the family back together again? How do we survive the situation? How do we put together a plan? And you must have a plan in order to survive this kind of a situation, because you may not have, let's just say, you don't have phone service. The phones went down, or the tower went down. Whatever reason, you don't have any way to contact anybody. And if you can't contact anybody, you can't plan spur of the moment. You've got to have a plan. And by writing down a plan, going over that plan, and then practicing that plan, It's a key factor in any type of emergency preparedness is practice. Practice the scenario. Have different scenarios, and you see it in emergency planning everywhere. The police, the sheriff, the fire department, they're practicing. You need to practice as well. Okay, so Dad is in a building far away from everybody, and he wants to get into his car and then notices the parking garage is collapsed on his car. That's a major problem. You can't get into the car. You're just, whatever you have on is you're going to have to walk from where you're located with whatever you have on, hopefully to a place of meeting with the family, or is the meeting the home. So that's where you're off to right now. So if the parking garage collapsed, you have nothing. Which makes you think, maybe I shouldn't park my car in the parking garage. What if you park it on the street somewhere? What if you have an open area parking? Okay, if you have an open area parking and you have a pack that you can put on with all of the supplies and things that you need to walk home, that's a pretty good plan. So let's just say that you do have a car. The congestion of the roads, the freeways and everything, maybe some of the roads have been damaged. The congestion at that time of day, 4 or 5 o'clock, everybody's coming home. So the car is out of, you might be able to drive a couple of blocks and then realize that you can't get on the freeway. Accidents, damage, whatever. So you're gonna have to walk. Worst scenario. All right, things that you'll need to have in the car in order to get you home. So you got, say, 45 miles that you're gonna have to walk. Depending on where you are, you tell me, you think about it. How many miles are you gonna have to walk? All right, in that automobile, you need a different pair of shoes. When you go to the office, most people I don't think, maybe it's today is different, don't have tennis shoes on when you go to work. Maybe they do. When I went to work, it was a suit, and I had, suit pants, dress shoes, the whole 9 yards, and a tie and all that. So if you're different than that, maybe you will have Levi's, maybe you will have tennis shoes. Whatever you need, when you get to the car, you need to maybe switch out what you have to a pair of real good hiking boots, and then a clean pair of socks. And then you might need some energy bars and whatever you need to do to feed yourself. How long is it going to take you to get home? 2 days? 3 days? You need shelter. You need possibly a sleeping bag. You might need protection, and my protection advice to you would be something like capsium spray, which is either a bear spray or a human spray or something like that. I'm afraid that if you have something really worthwhile like a gun or handgun, that it might, get yourself into trouble, or somebody might kill you in order to get the gun. So in some respects, play with that idea that you want to avoid trouble. You don't want to get into trouble. Same thing with a riot. Let's just say that when you got off of work, instead of the earthquake, maybe it's civil unrest. Maybe you're going to have to walk around that situation like we had in Watts. Many of the people there was pretty centralized. Same thing in the islands where I was. It was primarily centralized in the center part of town. So in the Watts riots and Dominican Republic riots, pretty much in the middle of town. Walk around it. You need to change clothing to something that will not stand out. You don't need a bright yellow shirt. You need something subdued. You need to have a hoodie. You don't need to look at anybody. contemplate anybody, stay away from it, walk slowly, don't run, keep to the outskirts of the major part. Maybe they're walking down a road, so you want to stay to the outskirts. If you have to walk down that road, stay on the outsides of it. Don't get into the middle of it, because you'll never get out. So those are just some basic ideas. Getting back to the automobile and the backpack that you're going to need. You're going to need to have enough supplies for 3 or 4 days, or whatever it takes. If you think it's going to take you 2 days to get home, plan 4. You think it's going to take you 3 days to go home, plan 6. Okay? And the other part of the plan is that everybody else knows where you are going to be and what roads you are going to travel down. So it's just imperative that you plan that way. Now let's talk about Mom. She's a school teacher. Can she get out of school? They may not let her out of school. They may lock down those students the same way as your daughter and your son in grade school. The school may lock them down. Many areas on this lockdown, to protect the kids, they'll load them up into a bus, and honestly, you don't know where they're taking them. I've talked to, when my kids were in school, I asked the principals and everybody else what kind of emergencies would entail, or whether it was a shooter or an earthquake, and they loaded up the kids in buses. Where did they take them? And they honestly didn't know at the time. They would make that decision by the police at that time. So you don't even know where the kids are going to be. So how are you supposed to gather the kids or get the kids once you get home? Where are my kids? You need to find out. You need to find out where they're going to be, and if they need to break out of school in order to go to a place of safety. We'll talk about that down the road. So we have Mom. She's stuck in school. She's stuck in a classroom because they're getting ready to, that they've locked down the school, and they're maybe waiting for buses. Mom may have to get on the bus to go. We may not see Mom for a while. Now, does Mom go? Or does Mom run away, jump in the car, and try to get away from the school area as much as possible? Or does she honor her commitment to the other students to make sure that they're protected? Things you need to figure out, how you're going to communicate. And then we come back for the school age kids and the daughter and so forth that are in school. How do we protect them? Where do they go? So this is the basic scenario that we're going to work through step by step all the way through, so that all of you can be on the same page and can also be home together and work these things out. So this is video 1. I hope to see you, and I hope you subscribe so that you can watch the other videos that we discuss this. If you like to leave me messages after you watch this video and so forth, please do. I'll try to get back with you, or at least talk about it once we get onto the video. But anyway, this is Dave Brown. Thanks so much for watching. Tell friends about us. We have a Facebook page. We also have, the videos and so forth. I also have books on the subject. If you have my book, what we're going through in the next few videos is everything written in here. I've already gone through all of these things. So if you have my book, you can follow along, basically. And if you don't want to watch this old man talk about these things, then just get the book. It's on Amazon, and you would search Amazon Books and type in my name, David E. Brown, and you'll see a book like this, or then again, you might see this book. Either way, search it out. This is 250 pages on how God gave America to be free. I went through every battle in the Revolutionary War and proved how God stepped in and saved our country. This is a great country, and I don't want to lose it. and I don't want to lose you. And that's why I'm putting these things together to help you to be able to survive. But that be as it is, we will see you again, and you'll see me on volume 2, and we'll work through how to save the kids, how to make a plan. All right? You have a great day. God bless. God bless America.